Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and today I'm doing the makeup collection tag for you. The originator of this tag is Georgia Harris, and the minute I saw her doing this video, I knew I wanted to do it too. However, I'm always a little bit late to hop on any bandwagon, so with this tag, I know I'm a little bit late to the game. I think everyone has already been doing this, but I was just very much intrigued by the questions of this video, and I thought I would do it too. There are 14 questions in total, and it's really about your makeup collection and what you hope to achieve with it, and let's just get to these questions. Question number 1, how long have you been collecting makeup? It all started about a decade ago for me. I was not the kind of person to wear makeup in their teens or in their college days, so I didn't really start wearing makeup until I started work. I saw a colleague wearing makeup one day and I was like, hey, you look really good. What's different about you? And she was like, yeah, I put on some concealer, a bit of mascara, and I look a little bit more refreshed. And I was like, hey, that's a great idea. So that's when I started becoming interested in makeup as well. At first I didn't collect makeup though. So when it comes to the question, how long have you been collecting makeup? I think that it's really been a collection, I think 6, maybe 7 years or so. Pretty much when eyeshadow palettes became a thing. Because before that, eyeshadow palettes just didn't really exist. Like Urban Decay pretty much started a whole hype with their naked palettes. So I think that that's when I really sort of became a collector and started hanging on to things. Before that, I was definitely just a regular consumer for a number of years. I definitely didn't wear it on the daily, and also it took me a couple of years to really establish a full makeup routine. It's definitely something that happened very gradually for me. It's not as if I sat down one day and said, now I want to start a makeup collection. It never happened. It sort of like steadily grew as time progressed. Question number 2 is what kind of collection do you have? And the suggestions you're given: minimal, utilitarian, aesthetic, historical, etc. Well, mine is definitely not minimal, and it's also not aesthetic. It's definitely not historical either. I mean, there are a few things that I keep around because they're pretty, but I don't just buy makeup because it's pretty looking. I definitely intend to use it. So I would say utilitarian, but I have too much to sort of use everything as well. So that's why I do shop my stashes and those kind of things, to really sort of make an effort to try and use everything that I have, because it has gotten to the point where I really need to rotate things in and out and I can't just focus on like one product. I like where my collection is at. I definitely do try to go through products. There are a couple of categories that I just use up before I try to go on to another product. Color products, I'm not as strict on. With color products, I definitely just rotate those almost daily or monthly or whatever it is that I like to do. Are you a completionist? That's the third question. And I had to give this one a bit of a think, because on the one hand I am, but then on the other hand I am not. I do not really go like, ooh, I now need to have the entire set when it comes to blush or eyeliners or lipsticks. But with some eyeshadow palette families, I do. I definitely try to collect some Urban Decay. I don't like everything they put out, so if something doesn't interest me, I don't buy it. But I do have all of the naked palettes, for instance. So in that sense, I'm a completionist. I don't really have this urge to have the complete set, but there are definitely sets in my collection, if that makes sense. Number 4, how do you organize your collection? While everybody used to have the Alex drawers, I see a lot of people now moving on to the Pax wardrobe system from IKEA. I keep everything in a mall, also from IKEA, and the little acrylic organizers that I use in them are also from IKEA. I use some of the Scub organizers, which are from, also again, they work in like drawer systems that IKEA does. They're like a canvas material. And then the acrylic ones I have are from their bathroom section. I think they're, I believe it's part of the God Morgan line. So those are the things that I use to store my collection pretty much. It's pretty basic, pretty simple, but it works. And I prefer the Malm over the Alex because the Malm has deeper drawers and you can stand everything upright, which is what I prefer. Number 5, what is your favorite thing about your collection? I would say it is curated for me. I'm a bit of a collector in that sense that whenever I became interested in anything in my life, whether it was makeup or shoes or music or books, the result of it has always been some form of collection. Case in point, my bookcase is behind me. So I just kind of just go all in, or I don't do it at all, it seems. So in that sense, it's curated for what I like. And that's one thing I enjoy about my collection. But my favorite part definitely has to be my eyeshadow palette collection. Again, I don't get every release on the planet. I definitely try to pick and choose what I like, what I don't like. What is your least favorite thing about your collection, or something you feel you should improve? I go through phases with what I would like to get more of or have less of or anything like that. There are just products that I know I don't like, which are things like lip liners and lip glosses. So that's definitely a mistake that I've made in the past, where I just had a ton and then I wasn't wearing them because, you know, you see other people having it or whatever, or people rave about a certain gloss and then you want to have it too. So those are products that I also just try not to buy anymore because I know I won't use them and I don't enjoy them. So that would be the least favorite part of my collection, is when I go through a phase of, you know, there's a new trend that I want to try or a new type of product out. And then you like to try different brands that start doing it, from drugstore to high end. And then you end up with products that don't always work for you. And that would be the part that I like the least about my collection, is when I have that. I just recently did a full declutter though, so I feel that right now my collection is at a very, very good phase in its life. Question number 7, what's the biggest category in your makeup collection? Eyeshadow, without a doubt. I have 4 drawers in my Malm drawer set. 2 of those drawers are eyeshadow. So then the next question, of course, has to be the smallest category. And I already mentioned it a little bit. That would be lip gloss and lip liners. I think I have 5 lip liners and 2 glosses now after my declutter. So yeah, it's definitely not a lot. Do you have a holy grail in your collection? Question number 9. Definitely didn't think about these questions beforehand. Holy grail. No, I don't think so. Is there... Yeah, there are a few products that I go back to and that I repurchase time and time and time and time again. I went through several Essence Make Me brows, for instance. I tend to be quite loyal to mascara. I tend to go back to the same one all the time. But I don't have a Holy Grail foundation, Holy Grail concealer, Holy Grail blush or highlight or bronze. Like, I'm trying to think, but I don't really put that much emphasis on one single product. Again, I have so much and I would like to try and use it all, so I rotate everything. And I just want to make sure that everything I have in my collection is stuff I love. Number 10, do you ever wish your collection was bigger, smaller, or is it complete? I think I already answered that question, actually, because I already mentioned that I feel that it's curated for what I like. I do not go in half-assed, you could say. I just like when I do something, I just like to do it right, kind of thing. So for me, it works, but I do realize that for other people, my collection is just very excessive and it would be way too big. I'm fully aware of that. But for me, I feel that the point where I'm now rotating around, with sometimes it being a bit bigger and then it becomes a bit smaller when I do a declutter. But my aim is to just keep everything fitting into this Malm dresser. I think that if I get more than that, it becomes too much to manage. And I just like having tons of options and changing up blush shades because it's spring, or trying different brands because they've come out with a new lipstick line. That's just what I enjoy doing. And that just means that you also end up with quite a bit of makeup. 11, how often do you declutter makeup in your collection? As I mentioned, I don't like doing it as time goes on. I have like a section in my drawer where I sort of put products that when a section becomes a little bit full and I feel that there's a product there that I might want to declutter, then I put it in there. But I sort of keep it there. It's sort of like purgatory, if you'd like, where I sort of can go back to it if I do remember that, oh yeah, I also had this product. So I definitely don't get rid of products straight away. What I did the last time I did a declutter, it had been a year and a half since I did my last declutter. So I think that that's sort of like once a year, once every 2 years is like a nice pace for me. 12, do you ever get envious seeing other people's makeup collections? No, because I have everything that I'd like. And that's also, you know, that's also a privilege, I think. I don't watch makeup collections to be envious. When I see entire beauty room collections, in fact, I find them quite tiresome by now, because, you know, how much of it are you actually going to use? And I feel that I have the means to purchase and get my hands on the things that I am lusting after. So I never really feel jealous of other people when it comes to their collection. I think I did at first, when I first started in makeup and when I first started blogging. You see these people receiving PR and you go like, oh wow, I want that too. But now that I've received some PR and now that I've had a chance for my collection to grow, I just don't really think that that's something I aspire to, have this entire room just filled with makeup. Because I just know I wouldn't be able to manage it all. And stuff is things you, again, need to manage. And if it becomes too much and it starts pressing down on you, that's the point where you know you just need to get rid of things. And I'm just someone who likes things. And that's why I have a lot. Who on YouTube has the best makeup collection video? Question number 13. Ooh. A makeup collection video that I really enjoyed is, and that I still like watching, are eyeshadow palette collections. That's what I still watch. And I just recently watched the declutter / collection video that Angelica Nyqvist did. I saved that to my I'm actually planning on making a playlist on YouTube with like my favorite eyeshadow palette collections, just so I can go back to them time and time again. Yup. Just like I really like watching all of the decluttering series that Jessica Braun did in the lifetime of her channel. Like if I'm really stuck in a rut and I feel like there's nothing new on YouTube, I just pull up an old declutter video by Jessica and I'm happy. And I also really enjoy CCosmeticChaos. Candace's eyeshadow palette collection is also just epic. So those two ladies' eyeshadow palette collections I go back to time and time again. So the final question of the tag, let me look it up. What's some advice you'd give to a future makeup collector? And my best piece of advice is you do you. You need to find the products that work for you, that interest you. Not because they're hyped up, not because it looks so great on your favorite YouTuber, but because you know it will work for you. That is my main sort of baseline for anything that I try to buy and look into. I definitely wait for reviews. I hardly ever buy things the moment they release, also because I very often can't get my hands on them yet. But very often I will definitely wait around a little bit, especially if a brand is new or if a product is new from a certain brand. I definitely first want to see what everybody has to say. And then I prefer going into a store, swatch it, try it out, get a sample if possible, and then sort of make up my own mind before I actually decide to purchase. And that's why I'm always very late to the game with all of the new releases, why none of the products I talk about on my blog or my YouTube channel are the latest of the greatest, because I just don't roll that way. And I would say that if you're truly serious about finding products that you love, don't just buy, but make educated decisions on what you like. So that is something that you do need to, I think, always take into consideration, what you think might work for you. And of course, also sometimes push out of that comfort zone and go for something that you think might not work for you. But I would not do that unless you've got like a good comfortable baseline and you know what you like. That would just be my suggestion. So those were all of the questions in this tag. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you'd like to subscribe because you would like to see more videos by me, then please do so by clicking that subscription button down below. And without further ado, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.